The bedroom is supposed to be a place of peace, rest and recovery. Sometimes, however, with life, you never know what might happen. For the cases in this video, bedtime was far from peaceful. From ghost encounters to home invasions, in this video we take a look at 5 scariest videos of bedroom encounters. Number 5. Orb hauntings. This next video was uploaded onto YouTube on September 26, 2014. The video alleges to have proof of a paranormal haunting occurring in a woman's bedroom. The woman gave no information as to where the haunting took place. The video was recorded from a home surveillance system on the 23rd of September 2014 at 4 in the morning. While she was sleeping, the woman claimed she continued to feel something tapping on her back. As she sleeps with her dog, she initially believed it was simply the dog's tail. While this was taking place, several orbs were picked up on the surveillance cameras. As it persisted, the woman woke up and went to investigate to see if anyone was home. However, only her and the dog were present. The following night, another bizarre occurrence happened. This time at 10 PM, orbs can be seen on the cameras moving all around the room. The woman then claimed to hear a voice right next to her ear. As the woman reacts to the sound, an orb can be seen passing by. The following night, more disturbances occurred. The woman believes she was being haunted by spirits. As for the orbs, they have been investigated by Dr. Klaus Hinnemann. Dr. Klaus Hinnemann was a former NASA researcher. He was once analyzing photographs his wife took while at spiritual healing events. He noticed in a lot of the pictures there were orbs which appeared. They looked like pale circles of light similar to miniature moons which could be seen hovering above some of the subjects. Firstly, he believed the orbs are a product of dust or flash anomalies. He then set out several tests to recreate the photos. He had even travelled to one of the locations where the orbs were captured to see if there were any environmental factors. After putting it to the tests, he couldn't find an explanation as to what caused the orbs. He had even analysed the photos down to the atomic levels of optical resolution. He and his wife continued with the tests, taking hundreds of photographs. Then finally, the doctor managed to capture a photo of an orb. How did he do it? The odd thing is he called out to the orbs, asking them to make themselves visible. After this, he set up new tests. He now set up multiple cameras and would ask the orbs to appear. Each time he would capture a photo of the orbs. Now he was able to make the orbs appear, he began to study them. He concluded that the orbs are a real non-physical phenomena which exist outside this reality. He claimed through photographic technology, a glimpse into this other reality can be captured. He claimed the orbs can be called upon to appear on camera. I actually put this to the test back in 2016 when making a video about how to contact the dead. After creating a Ouija board and calling out to one to appear, I later discovered an orb appeared on camera. So what are the orbs? The orbs are believed to be the consciousness of people who have physically died, but their consciousness, like everyone, continued after death. However, the orbs are of people who are unable to detach from physical life after death. This phenomenon was studied by Robert Monroe. Robert Monroe was a man from Indiana, United States. During his mid-40s and the 1950s, he began to have spontaneous out-of-body experiences anytime he would lay down. After it happened to him multiple times, he went to visit doctors and psychiatrists, and after running tests, they gave him the all clear. Finding out there was nothing wrong with him, the experiences made him grow curious. He now became dedicated to mapping out the out-of-body world. These included the various things which take place in the different dimensions of the universe. He discovered just outside the view of the third dimension there are a group of consciousness he termed as the locked-ins. These are what we would call ghosts. Robert Monroe said this group is composed solely of those who have permanently exited their current physical body, who are dead physically but don't know it. This group is totally and compulsively bonded to time-space materiality. They appear to be deep and enveloping emotionally based fears and drives which they attempt to act out. They're trying to constantly continue a physical existence to which they have become habituated. They often remain around physical locations such as houses and physically living persons to whom they have become attached. Some continue to attempt re-entry into their dead physical bodies to try and reactivate them, which may give credence to the strange radiation perceived at cemeteries. Until they are reached and assisted or some glimmer of awareness occurs, they remain in this locked-in state for what we consider as years or sometimes centuries. Their numbers increase constantly and will continue to do so as long as the physical human values that generate the condition remain unchanged. So the orbs are consciousness of these locked-ins or ghosts caught on camera. So as for the woman's bedroom video, it is a possibility that she was going through some type of haunting. Number 4. Crawling burglar. In the early hours of November 2015, a family from Queens, New York were fast asleep. Unknowing to them, a stranger had entered their home. He had made his way through an unlocked back door. Inside the home were 2 parents and their 3 young children ages 3 to 6. The man had spent 40 minutes inside the couple's home. He was caught on the surveillance system. The video showed him entering the house, creeping through a room, then crawling into their bedroom where the husband and wife were asleep. He was armed with a knife, holding it in between his teeth. The burglar fled from the scene after he picked up a cell phone placed on the dresser, which woke up the couple. The suspect had been described as being 6'2" and around 200 pounds. 4 years later, the suspect remains unidentified and was never caught. He could still be crawling through houses at night. The odds of being involved in a home invasion is 1 in 6,000, which is 0.32%. This is twice as likely of being struck by lightning. One of the worst cases of home invasion took place in France from 1905 to 1908. From this time span, a group of 4 French criminals known as the Chauffeurs de la Drôme carried out a series of home invasions in the southwest of France. The group became notorious for carrying out torture methods to force homeowners into giving over information as to where valuables were located. They would roast homeowners' feet on fireplaces until they gave over information. During their 3-year span of home invasions, they killed 18 people while doing so. After being caught, 3 of the men were guillotined on September 22, 1909. Nowadays, you can only hope that a similar group isn't out there who will invade your home during the night. Number 3. Freestanding Baby. In 2016, a video was uploaded onto YouTube. The video is from a bedroom cam inside a child's bedroom. The 52-second video shows a toddler crying in their cot in the middle of the night. The kid, whose name is Connor, then appears to scale the side of their crib before climbing the railings and holding his balance perfectly. He stands on the railing for 22 seconds as he continues to call out for his mum. At one point, his eyes flash bright, which creates an eerie effect within the darkness of the room. Once the balancing act comes to an end, the child falls backwards onto the mattress. After the video was posted online, it got millions of views and a discussion started as to what happened. Some claim the child was possessed while others claim the video was fake. If you look closely, just before he falls, he seems to disappear. People have cited this as evidence that the video is fake. There has also been other explanations. If you take a look at magicians, they will sometimes perform illusions which make people appear to carry out impossible feats of balance. Before the balancing act takes place, the person is normally hypnotized. This is to make their conscious mind shut down and access the subconscious. Now, as they're subconsciously acting, their conscious mind does not interfere with their perception of what is possible. This allows a person to follow the orders of the magician and pull off balancing acts which seem as if they would normally be impossible. So considering that the baby was sleeping, they may have been sleepwalking, acting subconsciously, then being able to perform the balancing act. The sudden fall could indicate that the child consciously awoke from the state. A similar case occurred in 2015. 25-year-old Scott McKay suffered from sleepwalking. While on holiday in Thailand, he began to sleepwalk. He took an elevator to the 6th floor while asleep. A surveillance camera showed him climbing to the roof and balancing on the edge. He then fell off the 6-story building. He survived the fall as he was not conscious during it. So if the child balancing video isn't fake, then this could be a possible explanation. It would be quite creepy catching your child balancing like this all while screaming in the darkness of night. Number 2. Night terrors. Parasomnias are a category of sleep disorders that involve abnormal movements, behaviors, emotions, perceptions, and dreams that occur while falling asleep, sleeping, and between sleep stages. One of these disorders is night terrors. Night terrors is a sleep disorder which affects 2.2% of adults. It causes feelings of panic or dread occurring during the first few hours of sleep. The person will wake up screaming uncontrollably, which normally lasts up to 10 minutes. During the screaming, the person may also run around the room frantically as they fear for their life. The disorder has been being reported since ancient times. In this video made by the TV station TLC, it shows the effects of night terrors on a man. Firstly, it shows his reaction at home while then under tests at a sleep clinic.
Help! Dad! Help me!
Both times a man could be heard screaming while running around the room frantically. During this time, the person is acting unconsciously as they are still asleep. It is only once they wake up from the terror that they can get control of themselves. This can take up to 10 minutes. The cause of night terrors remain unknown, but some studies state that it could be hereditary or could be caused by sleep deprivation. There is no treatment for night terrors, but guidelines have been put forth from specialists. It is guided not to wake up the person during an episode and allow it to pass. Also, as some night terrors can turn violent, it has also been suggested to place the sufferer in a secure environment. This includes out of the way of dangerous items and being placed in a downstairs bedroom. Night terrors not only affect the person going through it, but also people who share the bedroom or household. Imagine being woken up in the early hours to this. Number 1. Sleepwalking. Sleepwalking is a behavior disorder that originates during sleep and results in walking or performing other complex behaviors while asleep. It is much more common in children than adults and is more likely to occur if a person is sleep deprived. 3.6% of people sleepwalk. Although sleepwalking cases generally consist of simple repeated behaviors, there are occasionally reports of people performing complex behaviors while asleep. Sleepwalkers often have little or no memory of the incident, as their consciousness is altered into a state which memories are difficult to recall. Sleepwalking has a dark side to it. There is something known as homicidal sleepwalking. This is the act of killing someone during an episode of sleepwalking. There have been some cases in which an act of homicide has occurred and the prime suspect may have committed the act while sleepwalking. As of 2005, there are over 70 cases of homicidal sleepwalking. A notorious case was a 1987 murder committed by Kenneth Parks. On an early morning of May 24th, 1987, Kenneth Parks drove 20 kilometers from Pickering, Ontario to the house of his in-laws in Scarborough, Ontario. He entered the house with a key that they had previously given him and used a tire iron to bludgeon his mother-in-law to death. He then turned on his father-in-law, attempting to unsuccessfully choke him. Parks got back to his car and, despite being covered with blood, drove straight to a nearby police station and confessed. He turned himself in, stating, "I think I just killed 2 people." At the trial, Parks argued that he was automastic and not criminally liable. In his defense, a doctor testified as to his mental state at the time of the murder. From the doctor's evidence, it was determined that the accused was sleepwalking at the time of the incident and that he was suffering from a disorder of sleep rather than a neurological, psychiatric, or other illness. 5 neurological experts also confirmed that he was sleepwalking during the time of the incident. Parks was acquitted of the murder as it was ruled that he had been sleepwalking while he committed the offense. Sleepwalking can last from 30 seconds to 30 minutes. Clinical trials show that there is no effective treatment or cure for sleepwalking. There have been myths out there such as you should never wake a person while sleepwalking, otherwise they have a heart attack. This is not true. The only effect waking the sleepwalker will be disorientation, as they would have been woken up. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, then be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Also, don't forget to press the bell button so you can get all the future notifications for when this channel uploads. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, goodbye.